Nigeria depends on foreign-funded HIV drugs, malaria commodities, and even TB diagnostics. So imagine that the country funding the larger part of these supplies says this: "We will continue to be the world's health leader and the most generous nation in the world, but we will do so in a way that directly benefits the American people and directly promotes our national interest. We look forward to making this vision a reality in the months and years ahead." Now, that's not charity language, that's a strategic language. So let's look into this. In its 2025 America First Global Health Strategy, the US clearly stated that health assistance must promote American innovation, strengthen America's prosperity, counter geopolitical rivals, and align with US commercial interests. It also went on to say that we aim to complete bilateral agreements with recipients receiving the vast majority of US foreign assistance by December 31st, 2025, with the goal of beginning to implement these agreements by April 2026. So that means that there will be new contracts, new framework, and of course, new leverage. Now, this also signals preference for bilateral agreements over multilateral coordination, because if you could remember, I told you guys some time ago that US stopped its funding and initiated its exit from the World Health Organization. And as much as we know, what the World Health Organization is a multilateral coordination because it involves so many heads on the table, but now it reflects that the US, or this reveals something important, that the US is more interested in a program or a structure that they can directly influence other than waiting for the agreements of other companies or other authorities. As it stands, Nigeria is one of Africa's largest beneficiary of all of these things, including the PEPFAR HIV program and the TB diagnostics and malaria commodities, all of it. So if Nigeria would have to renegotiate based on the America First terms, then it means that Nigeria must show measurable returns. When I mean measurable returns, remember I said it has to align with America's interest. Now, here is where it gets deeper. This document emphasizes procurement from US-based manufacturers, biotech firms, pharmaceutical companies, and private health innovators. And programs like PEPFAR, US government health agencies, and programs or partnerships routed through multilateral authorities. All of these things comes in billions of dollars in contracts to private American companies. So it is not just diplomacy anymore, it is now an industrial policy, because it favors US-based pharmaceutical companies, research institutes, and even their supply chain. So the aid actually goes out, but then the economic benefits comes in. So it's not just an ordinary aid anymore. Now, the issue is not whether America is trying to protect its interest. I mean, every country, literally every country would do that. The major problem now is whether Nigeria or other countries in this issue, whether they have built enough domestic health funding strength to negotiate confidently. Because when health funding depends on another country's interest, then it is not just aid, it has become a strategy. So other countries on this table will now have to decide whether they want to remain beneficiaries or become equal partners. Thank you very much for watching. Please remember to like, follow, and drop a comment for more breakdown reports like this. This is Toby.